Perfect, we're live now. All right, now moving quick to the agenda for the day. Foremost is to bring to us an overview for the CarpentryCon, which is basically, as you may now be aware, is going to happen in Wisconsin, in Madison. That is next year between the dates of June 29th and July 1st. And I've also highlighted in line 115 the link that announced those details, and also to mention that the theme is growing inclusive computational communities. So far, so good. The members of the task force have been doing some very awesome work. We've been having bi-weekly meetings every other 2 weeks to discuss and to plan for the CarpentryCon. In between those 2 weeks also, we've been having subcommittee meetings. So subcommittees are meeting bi-weekly in between task force meetings. And we've had contributions from several places, seeing that the task force is made up of different places from diverse backgrounds and all over the globe. And so hoping that every perspective is taken care of. And I've always loved to get interact with the community for opinions, questions, update, and thoughts that help us to shape up the conference for next year. Apart from that, also is to mention that so far venue, when and where are locked. We've also been able to put out calls for Keynotes, which is since closed. And the keynote, the session proposals are also now open. I've also touched a link in line 122. And if you know of anyone who could be a good session host, please give them a shout. They may be able to fill the form. And then there is also the program for the conference that is at draft level. We'd like to have some input from us this day on other things we could add to it before it is finally finished. We're looking at the financial aid applications coming up early December, and also we're looking at open registration in January. So in a nutshell, those are the timelines we're looking at currently and the things that we've been able to achieve so far. In case I left something out, you guys gonna help me from the task force. Then the next thing is, I don't know whether the questions in regard to the updates I've given and the timelines I've given. Well, the next thing is I'd like us to, the task force was hoping that we could be able to help them answer a few specific questions relating to the organization, and these are enumerated in from line 126, basically looking at what sessions would you like to see or present at the conference, and then there was the very tough questions on whether to include posters and lightning talks or one of either, or include either in the program. And then also we're wishing to get to understand what are some of the activities perhaps you'd want to be as interludes between a program in some light moments per se. And so I'd like us, unless there's a question, to have a short breakout session. We have 3 questions and we are 9 of us. I don't know whether it would be fair to have 3 people per breakout room to kind of help with discussions around these three points. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Nice, great. Okay, then let me just get to that. I'm gonna do these automatically, 3 rooms. All right. Breakout room 1, we're going to have Caroline, Mike, and Sarah. And then breakout room 2, we're going to have Ben and Carrie. And then breakout room 3, Bianca and Gabriel. How come? That's 7. Wait a minute. Well, I'm not sure why I'm not having the 8th person. Carrie, use this Zoom a lot, I guess. What's up here? I cannot be able to assign myself to a break room, out room?
No, you can't assign yourself, but you can join one after you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But then also I can see I was able to only assign 7 people, but we are 9. The 8th person, why could that be so?
Is maybe someone's calling on the phone?
Oh, oh, maybe. Okay, okay, okay.
No,
All right.
actually, it didn't add me, but I'm not calling from the phone.
Yeah, I don't have you. Yeah, Sylvia, I don't know. Why is that?
Yeah, because I didn't hear my name, so I wasn't sure. Maybe I thought it was distracted, but no, I think you didn't add me. I cannot see anything.
Wow, okay. So, Carrie, we should be able to join a group after we do this.
Yes.
All right, then. In that case, then Sylvia join. Sylvia join breakout room 2, which has Benjamin and Carrie, and then I'll join. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sarah is up there. Mike is up there. Well, one of these breakout rooms will just have all members of the task force. Okay. 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 All right. Breakout room 1, Caroline, Mike, and Sarah to take point 1. And then there is breakout room 2, which will have Ben, Carrie, and Sylvia to take point number 2. And then breakout room 3, which is Bianca, Gabriel, and myself are joining, will take point number 3. Let's have, how much time? 10 minutes? Too much? Too small?
I think that's good.
10 minutes, yeah? Great, then. Let's make it 10 minutes. Sylvia, remember? Breakout room 2.
Yes, I'm actually not sure how to do it but I didn't receive anything. How can I get the?
Oh, he hasn't assigned it yet. There's a button he'll push, and then
Okay.
everyone will see something that says join this room. I think that's how it goes.
Okay. Perfect.
All
Thank
right,
you.
all right.
Thank you.
So we are looking at, from my time, it will be 15:30. We'll be back 15:30. All right, there we go. Sylvia assigned to break room 2. Join 3.
Sylvia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but I suppose that I cannot join anything because I'm not. I'm using like the plugin from Chrome.
Oh,
from
that's no
Chromium.
problem. That's why we came back.
But I don't see anything. I really don't see anything.
No problem. That's why it just dawned on me that if we came back to the main room, that we could see you. So,
yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Now I'm trying to actually install Zoom, but I really don't know. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. We came back to the main room so that we could all interact together. So we
are perfect.
I'm Carrie, Ben, and we're doing point 2, which is should we keep posters and or lightning talks in the schedule? And the question that I posed to Ben was, when you think about I guess the most impactful conference or event that you've attended, were there lightning talks and posters there? And what's your experience with that?
I mean, I have already discussed about this point actually with the entire task force, and I have a very strong opinion about it. But this is my opinion. I personally prefer to have lightning talks instead of posters, for many reasons. Maybe I don't know actually if you agree on that, but usually when you prepare a poster, preparing a poster, it's a huge. So it's something that takes time. It's not environmental friendly, for example, because you have to print it out, and then if you have to travel, like for example, I'm coming from Germany, then I have to go to US. Some company, they could even complain that you are bringing a poster with you.
That's a really good point. What were some of the other, I guess, disadvantages? Sylvia?
Sorry, I was trying to read. What was your question?
Oh, some of the other disadvantages.
So yeah, I said these 3, and then I actually think, as I said, it's really an effort to prepare, and usually then after the effort, I don't see, so not so many people actually are interested in what you're presenting. Maybe with the lightning talk, everybody's listening on what you are discussing, and maybe they could even start discussion after. So it's like, okay, they see that what you're presenting is interesting. Maybe they can actually then come to you, and even during lunch break or during one break session, and discuss about the topic, for example. So it's as a major impact. And for example, I mean, I know that one of the problems was that we discussed about the fact that not a lot of universities are accepting lightning talks instead of posters, because maybe, but I don't see any kind of difference. So if I have to get paid by the university, they would pay me either if I present a poster or if I do a lightning talk. But what's your opinion about?
Ben?
So we think that interaction is easier with a poster, right? That with lightning talks, the interaction sometimes it gets a little harder, especially because you may not have time for questions, or even if you have time for questions, you have to put them in a bunch of set of tasks of talk together, and then the questions, and so that gets a little bit difficult. I don't think we consider things outside the interaction, as you said, about the trip and the environment and those considerations. Also, something we discussed is that preparing for the lightning talk is not easy, right? It takes time to make your ideas fit in 5 minutes, and for some people that's stressful.
Yes, with this I actually agree. I know that the lightning talk actually takes a lot of time, but at least you can you don't have to prepare. When you also prepare a poster, you also have limitation, and then you have problems. For example, which tool do you have to use? What is the best? And for example, last year, the Carpentry Connect, they were only like 6-7 posters we already discussed. Not so many people actually apply for the poster station. And this year, the Carpentry Connect in Manchester, I think there were 3 posters, if I remember correctly, and not so many people. I actually didn't see the poster, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was my, and I think this is really bad because honestly, they took a lot of effort. Maybe it was me, I don't know, because it was during one break session, so it was, yeah, but I understand that sometimes can be really useful to have them.
So I was thinking maybe we combine both, kind of like if we have if you have the lighting talks, right, with all the advantages that you say, and then instead of a question session, you have that area as if it was posters, but only with the titles of the talks or something like that. And then people can interact that way, and then have to prepare for the poster and print the poster and. Because yeah, I agree. Like both take time in a different way, and both are constraints, right? So
I really like Benjamin. Would you mind writing out that suggestion on line 100 right up under your name? I started to write it, but I just didn't get everything you said when you were talking about combining both. I want to make sure that the task force has that idea.
Oh, right. So which line?
Line 100, the last sentence.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
I think that there was a kind of the same idea. We discussed about something not exactly like you suggest, but the problem now and the schedule is really full.
Right.
So and we are still having problems to find space for putting posters because we want to give them like an importance. We just don't want to people. They are preparing them and then they nobody's going there or looking at them. So this is not fair. So this is but we will probably also discuss about. We will discuss about the other possibilities. So thanks for putting on the notes. Actually.
Thank you both for your awesome ideas. I can't wait to see what the task force comes up with. I think the good thing is that we know we want to hear from community members about their research, about their community. And so the best way that we can do that, the most accessible way, right? I really appreciated the point that you brought up, Sylvia, in terms of printing the posters. What if we have community members who don't have access to that and then having to travel with it on the plane and all of that? So that's definitely an accessibility concern. So figuring out the best way where as many community members as possible can present their work, that's what it's all about. So I love those. I love both the points that you made. So the other groups should be joining us back in a few minutes. I'm going to look and read what they were talking about.
And thank you actually for having the idea to stay in the normal,
Yes.
the normal room. So thank you.
I should have thought of it earlier.
yeah. I mean, I will figure out what happened to my laptop and see, maybe I will fix it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Sorry, somehow I was taking forever to get back to this main meeting. Are we still waiting for, we seem to be still waiting for one group.
Also, at the end, I wasn't able to join actually.
Sorry, you joined?
I wasn't able.
Oh, Sylvia.
Yeah,
really?
but
So,
everything went fine actually because Carrie had a very nice idea to come back directly in the meeting room. So and then we had the discussion there.
oh, sorry, I thought I assigned you.
No, but I think it's because I'm using like the plugin from Chromium, could be,
Okay.
and now I'm installing like on the computer directly. Maybe this is the
All right. That is breakout room 1. You are not ready yet. Let me just get there to see what's up, and then I'll be back shortly. Yeah, I think they are back. Yes, everyone is back. Great. Do we start from reverse? Group 3 to share with us what their thoughts were regarding point number 3, and then 2, and then 1. Bianca, now that you are the scribe for group 3.
Do you want me to report back, Uzo?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we discussed whether we would like to see some exercise sessions at CarpentryCon 2020. So either before the official program or during the day. It was suggested by, I can't remember who, but it's, for example, kickbox, Zumba, yoga, etc., or games. Was this presented at CarpentryCon last year? I see a yes and a no. Was these sessions presented last year?
I'm not sure. Carrie may be able to help us with that.
Okay. But in any case, Gabriel was concerned about whether there would be venues available for these sessions so that we don't use the venues where the talks will be. And for example, he said yoga would be fine, but not sure about the others because like we'll need specific attire for this. Uso also thinks it's a great idea to let off some steam between sessions, but we will have to decide on which days we will fit this in and where in the program we will find time for this. He suggested that we can rather play games where we can split into groups before going into the next session. So my opinion on this was that the program is already full as is, and depending on what group number 2 discussed about the poster sessions. If we need to put that back, we also need to find space for that, because we already had trouble finding space for the poster reception. And then I suggested that we can do maybe an early morning session or a late afternoon session, or even both, depending on the people who want to host this. Because then people can relax after the full day. For example, if we do the late afternoon, and then you can take a shower before going for dinner or social activity. So I'm +1 for these activities. I would definitely want to attend this, but I don't want to do this during the day because, first of all, I don't want to walk in my workout clothing the whole day. And secondly, I don't want to sweat and stink in the sessions that follow the activities. So with Gabriel's suggestion and Uzo's suggestions about the games, I suggested that we can maybe offer physical activities as suggested above, but also maybe mental activities or challenges, you know, games. So Gabriel suggested brain teasers, and I said we can do something like 30 seconds or Pictionary, but then form questions that are carpentry related or maybe related to countries of the participants that will be there. Maybe with Pictionary, we can print some, let's say I'm from South Africa, I can print like 10 pictures related to South Africa, and then we can, you have to guess which country it is based on the pictures or something like that. But something that does not involve physical activities, because we have to think about the audience and we have to accommodate everyone. Mina just posted a note. She's not able to join via Zoom, unfortunately. She says, hi all, it is special, but we can have a particular puzzle or a similar thing that involves everyone and put it in the breakout hall and try to finish it until the end of the program. So yeah, so that's the feedback from our session.
Thank you very much, Bianca. Basically, it was a plus for that event, so probably we'll think about the nitty-gritties. I think we'll go to the next one, and then we can have questions later, or you can ask questions in the chat as we go along, because we don't have much time left. Breakout room 2.
I'm going to volunteer Benjamin.
Yeah, so we discussed the pros and cons for both. With I think with the understanding that both of them are great, but they have practicalities that are difficult to do. Like if you are thinking about a lighting session, sometimes it's stressful to prepare them, and it's hard to put all your ideas in 5 minutes. And if you're going to make a poster, you still have to print it, which is bad for the environment, and sometimes you use the poster only once. And then if you're traveling from abroad, it's a hassle to transport the poster. So, but that, with all that said, they are great for interaction, like both of them. Especially the poster sessions are great conversation starters where people can talk even if the poster is remotely related, and the interaction in the poster sessions are great. So what we were thinking is that maybe we can combine both, so we can get the advantages of both of them, with the idea that maybe having the lighting talks sessions, and instead of having a question sessions or having the questions right there for the lighting talks, have a mock-up poster session where only the titles of the sessions are shown, and then people can interact directly with the presenters. So in this way, we eliminate all the bad things that poster session brings, which is mainly making the poster, but we also have the interaction of them after the lighting talks.
Great, thank you for those thoughts. And now to breakout room 1.
Sorry, that's me. We had such a good time, we didn't want to come back, so we're back. We came up with lots of different ideas. We were all very excited about things to discuss, like what the local communities are up to and how people are organizing their local communities. Maybe a workshop for developing your own local community and how to get started with that, or developing communities of practice. Maybe a session on, I don't know what my own note means there, but a mentoring session about like what's next, how we can better support instructors and what's next and what works in the mentoring groups and how we can improve them. Also, like maybe something about what's next after you've taken a carpentries workshop. So like what's next for your learning, how you can continue to learn, what are the next steps for like supporting our learners after they've been through training. We also talked a little bit about how to use assessment long-term to like make sure that that's moving on from workshop to workshop in local communities. And then a great idea about how to to talk a little bit more about lesson development, what lessons we already have, what lessons are in development, what lessons we really need that would be really impactful for development by the community. And those are some of our ideas.
Great, thank you very much. I think we all had some very wonderful discussions, as is evident from those reports. I'd like to probably, if those notes are being taken on a copy-pastable place, you'd want to paste them under those titles so that we can all catch up with them over there. And then in case there are any questions, additional clarifications on any of those points. In summary, I think that the thing on an activity is a plus for every one of us. Are we buying the idea, all of us now? And then posters or lightning talk, that's consider combination. I believe that's the takeaway from that place. And then sessions, there are a number that Sarah's enumerated over there that we can take back to the TF to look at. And so, yeah, if there is no any other question or addition, our time is winding down. I'd just like to go to the next. Somebody speaking?
It's me, Uta, it's Bianca. I just have one more suggestion for the session. I know previously, I can carry maybe late the session, but there was a session on burnout. And I was wondering if we should have a session at Carpentry Connect, how to multitask or how to get things done, or how to choose what to do and not to do. I know Greg previously posted on Twitter that he actually makes a list of things not to do. So whenever people ask him something, he checks that list. And if it's on his not to do list, he says no. And it actually helps him to be more productive. But just things to prevent people from burning out. And I think that's the reality for all of us. We are all very busy. Or I can't say that, but it's a reality for many people, not us in this room. But so I was just wondering if we should maybe propose a session on that.
I like that session. It's a true thing, and it's affecting almost all of, I would say, because things burnout and mental issues relating to work is a reality in our workplaces currently. And so for me, that's what to consider.
I actually like the idea, Bianca. I think it's a very nice session, and yeah, we should actually propose one of these, definitely.
Great. All right, then I think we're gonna move to the third part, next steps. I hope I can finish this within 5. You bear with me, guys. Yeah, the next bit is just to highlight some of the ways in which we can be able to keep engaging apart from this call. There are platforms that are there for CarpentryCon. One of a very famous one is Twitter, where you can always catch up on updates and anything, ask questions with the hashtag CarpentryCon 2020 Madison. CarpentryCon 2020 Madison. And there is also the email that you can be able to reach out through, carpentrycon@carpentries.org. Ideas, for any ideas, that is line 138. And then we also do have need for help. Usually they organize these kinds of conferences. There's a lot of moving parts that need help. So if you feeling like you could be able to be of use anywhere, you could always find some place or something for you to do, so you can reach out for any help. Again, as far as we've talked here about breakout sessions, stuff like that, you can be able to suggest possible persons who you feel can handle for instance, the breakout session that we've highlighted in this meeting, so that we could reach out to them if they could be able to host those sessions for us. That would be awesome. And also, as I said earlier on, the proposals for sessions are still out there. If you know somebody, share. You can also be very helpful by retweeting, just resharing whatever CarpentryCon you find on Twitter, whether it is on Facebook, LinkedIn. You just retweet to help us get the information out there really, really so much. There are also blogs. From time to time, blogs are written, and these are usually also highlighted in the discussion channel or the topic box, and also on tweets. You can also read more about stuff on blogs. I think that's it. If there is any questions that you could have, now would be a good time. Any questions from anyone, even from TF members? If you have questions that you'd like to hear responses on here, that would be a good time.
I have a quick question. This is Carrie. Will there be any more major announcements before the year is over for CarpentryCon that would help us in our planning for those of us who are traveling from far and near? Any more announcements that we should look forward to?
Yeah, I think there is financial aid that is scheduled to be out in late November, I think, financial aid. And then the registration should be coming very early in January. Those are the main announcements that I'm aware of. Sylvia, you had something to add on?
Yes, we will also have some call about some accessibility issues. So, for example, if you have if you need to have childcare, and this will affect like your presence in the conference and stuff like that. But this will happen probably in the next 2 weeks. So, because now we want to before close the session for to choose your topic, and then we will open the other about the accessibility. And this actually formula will help also people in Madison to organize the conference.
Thank you, Sylvia. Carrie, does that cover it?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Awesome, great. Now, I forgot about one thing, and that is the sponsorship. We need sponsors. We need sponsors. Whichever amount, we need sponsors. So anybody out there who is aware of a sponsor, please reach out to us. Point us the direction of a sponsor. We will pick it up and communicate if you know of any sponsor, and share about sponsorship, please. And we hope to make CarpentryCon Madison a very memorable conference. Otherwise, if there is nothing more, I'd like us to bring it to a close at this point. Unless somebody has contrary opinion, any additions. To say a big thank you.
Thanks so much for facilitating. This was awesome.
Thank you, Carrie. I'd also like to say a big thank you to everyone. Sarah for the notes, everybody for the contributions, and let's keep it going on these channels. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.